What's up, coaches? We are breaking down the why sale concept in this video. If that's something you're interested in, stick around and check it out. What's up, coaches? Welcome back. This video is going to be a breakdown video of another concept. We're talking about the why sale concept. Before we get into that, welcome to the channel. I'm Coach Ross of Coach Ross Football. If you've never been to this channel before, this channel focuses in on the spread offense, offensive football mainly. We talk about passing schemes, running schemes, blocking techniques, formations, motions, anything you can imagine, we try and discuss here on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like. It really helps the channel out. I'm going to go over the why sale concept in this video. It's a great passing technique that you can use in virtually any type of offense. If you run the wing T or you run the air raid offense, this is a very, very popular technique to use, especially mirrored with play action, to try and flood a particular portion of the field, to put as many receivers as you possibly can into that one area and create a high-low read for the quarterback. Essentially, what the Y sale concept is a form or a variation of a flood technique. If you don't know what a flood technique is meant to attack a particular portion of the field and put as many receivers, as many routes as you can into that area at different levels of the field and put defenders in conflict and have the quarterback read basically based off what those defenders do to make the best decision and the best throw. Now, with a lot of the passing techniques that I do talk about on this channel, they are meant to put defenders in conflict. So you are trying to overwhelm one part of the field with as many routes from receivers at different levels that you possibly can. So on the screen now, you should be seeing a bunch of different variations of the sale concept, which is another word for a flood technique. It's mainly designed to attack a zone type of defense. However, you can run it against man. It's not the greatest against man, in my opinion. However, it can be done. But again, it has a deep vertical route. It has an intermediate route, which can either be used as more of like a corner route or a deep out route. And then you have a short flat route that's going to attack the flats, the underneath coverage. So again, it gives the quarterback options at different levels. You have your short, you have your intermediate, and you have your deep route. And again, putting those routes in the same portion of the field floods that zone and puts that defender who's covering that zone, typically a cornerback, in conflict and making him make a bad decision. Me personally, when I've used the Y sale concept, I've liked using it or mirroring it with my play action passing game. So essentially what I'm trying to do is move the pocket or get the defense moving or flowing towards the run and then coming out with the pass behind them. Also, I also like to move the pocket around, create a rollout where this quarterback rolls out to his strength or his throwing strength, and then has the ability or the more time to make a decision based on where the defender is to throw to the particular level that is open based off where that defender decides to go in his zone. Like I said, there is many, many variations of the Y sale or the sale concept. There is no right or wrong way. It's all about personal preference. I'm going to show you a way that I like to use it. So again, this is not, the gospel as far as how to run the Y sale concept. However, most sale concepts or most flood concepts do include that deep, that intermediate, and that shallow route. So that is one thing to consider when you are trying to install the Y sale concept or a version of it. So make sure that you do include that deep, intermediate, and shallow routes in the progression. The reason I like to use it with a rollout type of action from the quarterback is, again, you are trying to force the defense to cover the sideline or that sideline area of the field at 3 different depths. On top of that, when you bring the quarterback rolling out, it kind of almost looks like a run as well. So now instead of just having those 3 receivers in that area, now you also have or show the option or show the threat of the quarterback in the run game as well. So now you've created just that extra threat, which could, in fact, or in theory, spring a defense or a defensive player into attacking the quarterback, which then pops open either that intermediate route or even that shallow route based on the movement of the quarterback or just moving the pocket in general because of the threat of the quarterback to run. You can see on this example right here how the quarterback's eyes immediately just go to one defender. And then once that defender goes for the shallow route, the intermediate route pops open over top, flooding that zone because the cornerback left on the clear out route. Now you potentially could run this out of a 2x2. It's been done a lot. Me personally, I like to run it out of a 3x1 type of set, whether I start in a 2x2 and I motion into a 3x1 set, use the running back as that third receiver, or just run it out of a base 3x1 set. But I think it works best out of 3x1 set. I'm going to show you what both potentially could look like. Now, again, like I said, there are no right or wrong ways to do it. This is just how I would do it. So if you do something differently, please drop it in the comments down below. But I'm going to show you how I would typically run it out of a 2x2 set and a 3x1 set based off the position of the field. So in the diagram here, as you can see, I am designing this here as a rollout pass. Is going to be a play action pass here. So we will just add in the play action here, the play action run. So he's going to flash here and he's going to fake there. We're going to have a rollout by the quarterback. Just imagining he's a left-handed quarterback like me. So now what we have is, again, like I talked about earlier in the video, you do present the threat, if you will, of the quarterback to run, because now you're putting essentially 4 guys into this area of the field with the threat of the run. But you're going to have your deep route by your outside receiver. You're going to have your intermediate route, which is to start off with a corner. We're going to break into it here in a minute talking about it. Then you got your shallow arrow route. So the thought process behind this is simple. This corner, we're going to peek this corner first. He's essentially, we're expecting him to go with the clear out route with the outside receiver to clear out, which then clears this space here. If this safety is a little bit outside the hashes, then receiver can see, this middle receiver on this corner route can see that he's not necessarily going to be able to get over the top on that corner. He has the option to break this off into a deeper out route, more like a 10-yard out route. And then we have our arrow route right here, our shallow route. Again, different levels we are trying to attack. So if we cannot hit this clear out route, this is the first look. We're going to look at this when the quarterback rolls out. He's going to look to see if he can't get over the top first. If he can't, his eyes then go to this area of the field. And depending on where this defender is, this overhang defender, if this defender goes with the corner route, then that shallow route is open as well. If he decides to go shallow with the arrow route, then the quarterback can hit the ball over top of his head on this out route or even the corner route, depending on what the safety is. Now, this safety is over the top and he cannot get over the top past that corner. Then that receiver has the option, then again, like I said, to break it off into a shallow, or not a shallow, but a deeper out route. But you also, what I like about it too, is you present the option with this quarterback getting out here and presenting the threat to run. So if he doesn't like anything, he has the option to take off a run. Now, backside, typically it would either be just a simple just go route, or you could do the gift route, which you could be just a simple hitch. You could just have them run a simple hitch. You know, if that's there, the option's there. The quarterback just has the option just to throw it. If that corner's sitting off, we can take those free yards there. I've done things too, and you're going to see it in some of the film in the show of we were calling sail to one side and we hit the post route because we had just wide open space here where it was essentially just a one-on-one because they overplayed our 3x1 set where they moved safety over top here. They had this safety here, and essentially it was just a one-on-one with the corner here. So we took these yards here because our receiver could win that matchup. So this is out of a 3x1 set. I'm going to show you what I would typically do out of a 2x2 set if I was going to run the sail concept. So if I was going to run it out of a 2x2, and we'll still run it to the left here. So again, nothing really changes here. We are going to create this shallow route. It's going to come from the other side of the field. There's a couple ways you can do this, a couple ways that I've done it in the past. So we'll start with the concept side first here. We are going to still have that clear out route with X going over the top. H now is that middle route. So he's going to be that intermediate. So he's going to either have the corner or the out route based on what that safety does. But now what we do is we can either put Z on a very, very shallow, fast drag to get across the field. Because again, I like to mirror this with play action. You have the play action here. and then the quarterback rolls out this way. Eventually, what that does is that it gives this drag route enough time to spring open to where he presents that shallow option. It pops a little bit later, but it also is a way to create this same kind of concept out of a 2x2 set. Um, I don't use this as much because I like to have the 3x1 set already established, but this is one way to do it, especially with a rollout type, because that rollout and that play action creates a little bit more timing. It frees up the time, or I should say it creates better timing is what I'm trying to say, as far as getting that drag route across the field to present the quarterback the option, because now he's rolling out. And eventually what happens is that drag route does come into the field of vision. Now, here's the thing that which is nice about the 2x2 version of the sail concept is this defender does not necessarily see that drag route coming open. He either sees the quarterback run or he's going to go with that sail. So essentially what that does is if this corner goes, he takes off. The quarterback just has the simple option that he sees the space, he can just go. Or if that defender stays in his zone and attacks, then the quarterback can quickly flip the ball out here to this middle receiver. Or by that point, this receiver has ran into the field of vision by the quarterback, or he knows where he's going to be into this area of the field, can quickly flip that ball out on a short 3-4 yard pass, and that receiver is out running in space on the move. So it's a good way to do it out of a 2x2 set. I'm going to show you another way of how I would do it as well, just creating a little bit of motion. Another way out of 2x2 that you could possibly do it that I've done in the past is, again, we'll just go over the routes again. This does not change. He's still got his clear out route. We have the corner route again here. We have our play action. Again, I like it out of a rollout. I like moving the pocket, moving around. So I'm going to do that. But instead, now what you can do is you can put Y on a fast motion. And then from there, he can drag across the field this way. And he's on the move while the play is being ran in a fast motion. And now he becomes the drag. And he's already moving while the ball is being snapped. Obviously, he needs to be moving laterally, not forward, to avoid any kind of procedure penalties. However, getting him moving fast across the line of scrimmage laterally is one way to create that space, or that timing, I should say, on the other side of the field here for this sail concept to work. There's a couple different ways you can do this as well. So if we back this up, you could also potentially have him on a fast motion straight through the line, almost as a jet sweep, and then have him come out on the other side for the arrow route that way. Especially if you are, for example, if you like using the jet sweep, you can use this almost like a jet sweep action, mirror that with the play action as well, because it creates a little bit of confusion here in the backfield. It freezes these defenders, and allows this to pop open later on. So that's one way of doing it out of a 2x2 set. But again, the reads don't change. You're trying to hit this over the top if you can. That's the first progression. Then you just basically go down the levels. So you go from deep to intermediate to shallow based on what this defender does. Again, trying to put defenders in conflict. So I'm going to show you some film, but again, what you are simply just trying to do is you are just trying to create a high-low read, whether you do that out of a 3x1 base set, or if you create that formation or that set out of a 2x2 set, like as I just showed you. But again, you essentially are just creating a high-low read. I highly recommend using this kind of concept in some sort of a play action form, or trying to get the quarterback out of the pocket, move in the pocket in some way, because I think it creates more space, creates more time for the quarterback to go through his progressions, to see what's open based on what the defenders are doing in that particular portion of the field. One thing you can also do too, and I'm just going to keep it out of a 2x2 set here. If the defense is also trying to jump that intermediate route, you can tag the outside receiver and have him change up his route as well, because especially if the safety wants to jump that intermediate route. So we're going to just show the clear out route first. We're going to have corner route, and then we'll just say we have the drag coming across the field this way. So we'll just have that there. Here's your play action. Here's your rollout. Now, say for example, All right. He stays flat, so they're almost in like a kind of a cover two kind of version of this where he's trying to take away the flats. So he's got this area, so that drag's going to come into his zone. Okay. Now, this safety jumps this intermediate route right here and basically just jumps into the same zone of both of these. If you see this as a coordinator, as a coach, what you can do is you can tag this vertical and bend it back, and he can bend this back towards the middle of the field on a post route. So we can take advantage of this defender's aggressiveness towards that intermediate route, and then we can just hit a post route right behind where this safety just vacated the field. So that is one little alteration you can add to the Y sail concept. If you see this sort of defense overplaying that intermediate route or overplaying that corner route, you can do something like this to tag this to get that better advantage, and again, put a receiver in space where that defense just vacated from. So here's an example of running the sail concept here, and you can see the space that we have. We're going to be running this to the field side here. The space that is created, we're going to have the flat route coming from this receiver right here. He's going to run the flat. He's got the corner, and he's going up the field on a vertical. Now we do have a backside post, and this is what I was talking about. As far as if you see a lot of space, the quarterback does have the option to throw that backside post here. So we're going to run through this real quick, and we're going to show you what it looks like. We don't go with the concept here. We actually score a touchdown with this backside post because of the space that we are getting from the defense with basically a one-on-one matchup. The quarterback sees it, and he takes full advantage. It's the same game here. Again, we are going to run the sail concept to the boundary here, but quarterback does not hit it, but you're going to see the space that is created and the open receiver on that corner of that intermediate route. If the quarterback wants to take that, you can see the space that is created. He does hit the backside post in this, but I just want to show this clip just to show you how much space is created by flooding that portion of the field with that deep route, that intermediate route, and then that shallow route. The space is there. The quarterback just has to go through and make that high-low read. You can see all this space. This defender right here, who was initially in this portion of the field, went with that shallow route. It creates a lot of open space because the corner goes with the vertical route, a lot of open space for that intermediate route here. Again, quarterback goes for the one-on-one post route, which is fine if you have the option as a quarterback. You can take that gift or that post route, whatever you want to put into on the backside. But I just wanted to show this clip just to show you the amount of space in this portion of the field, which is where we're trying to attack for that sail concept in whole. Example of us running the Y sail to the field side here. We're going to shift into a 3-by-1 set again off of play action. You see moving the pocket gives the quarterback a little bit more space, a little bit more time, and he can see that the flat route opens up and it's just an easy throw for a big gain. All right, so last I wanted to show this one. This is an incomplete pass, but I want to show you just how open this play is, or this corner route is, especially with the rollout. Quarterback just needs to make a good throw, and this corner route does pop open quite easily, especially when you mirror this type of play or this type of concept with the play action. Gets the defense sucked in against the run action, and it creates a lot of open space behind the defense or over the top. You can see the nearest defender. This was the corner who was on that vertical route. There was nobody. If I go back, there is nobody within 10 yards of that corner route. Again, that is my breakdown of the Y sail concept and how we've used it in the past. Again, if you do anything different, let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I'm always interested in learning new ways to run different kind of concepts. This is how I feel best suits my thought process, my offense, as well as how I like to use the YSAO concept. Again, rehashing, I like to use it with play action, whether it's rollouts, whether it's moving the pocket for the quarterback to present that run pass option. That's just how I like to do it. Again, there is no right or wrong way. So hope you enjoyed this video. I really do appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. If you do like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And also check out some of my other videos like this one right here.